Hi, welcome to Learning Monkey. I am Vikram. In this class, we'll try to understand fully associative cache mapping. In our previous videos, we have clearly covered direct mapping technique. If you haven't watched those videos, please watch those videos and come back here, because the understanding of direct mapping technique is very important to understand fully associative cache mapping. And every video in our channel is going to be a part of entire course or a playlist. Our suggestion is to follow the entire course so that you can have better understanding of the concepts, and the link for the playlist is provided in the description below. Now coming to this class, we'll try to understand how the direct fully associative cache mapping will be, and before that we'll try to understand the configuration of our computer. So this is the configuration of our computer. We are having a CPU, a cache memory, and a physical memory, so a main memory. So what this main memory is, this main memory is a 64-bit 64 word main memory, and this main memory is grouped. So 4 words of the main memory are grouped into the blocks, and this is the logical representation of the main memory. By grouping 4 words of the main memory into one block, we are going to get 16 blocks. We are going to get 16 blocks, and these are the binary representation of the addresses of the main memory blocks. And similarly, we are having 16 word cache memory. By grouping 4 words into one group, we are going to get 4 lines for the cache memory. 4 lines for the cache memory, and this is the logical representation of the cache memory. And the same example has been used in the direct mapping also. That same example, we are using the same example in the fully associative cache mapping also. So what this fully associative cache mapping is, a block of main memory is can map to any line of the cache that is freely available at that moment. So in the fully associative direct mapping, a block of the main memory can map to any of the line. If you take this block of the main memory, this can be mapped onto any of this line. It can present in any line of the cache memory. With this, the disadvantage of the direct mapping can be solved by using this associative mapping technique. So let's try to understand more deeper how the mapping of the cache memory, how the physical address that has been generated by the CPU can be used for the mapping of the cache memory. For example, the 0th block is present somewhere on the cache memory. So what are the words that are present in the 0th block of the main memory? What are the words that are present? It is 0th word, first word, second word, and third word. As we have grouped 4 words, these 4 words will be there in the 0th block. For example, assume that this 0th word is present somewhere here in the cache memory. This is what we call it as associative memory, right? In the associative memory, the block of the main memory can be mapped onto any of these cache memory lines. Assume that this block of the main memory is present in this cache line. Okay, so now the CPU has requested for the address. So it has requested for the third. It has requested for this address, which means it is requesting for this block. So it is requesting for this block. This block will present, this word will present in the 0th block, and this 0th block is present in the third line of the cache. Now the address that has been generated is 00011. And now how we are going to find whether this word is present in this cache memory or not. How we are going to find is, we are going to divide this address into 2 parts. This part is what we call it as block offset. This part we call it as block offset or line offset. So with this, what we are going to find is, within this block, which word has to be fetched is decided by these 2 bits, and the remaining 4 bits are going to decide where the block is present. So here what we have to do is, this part of the address that has been generated is what we call it as tag. So the tag bits of the cache memory in the associative cache memory, the tag bits in our case we are going to have 4 bits for the tag. Why 4 bits for the tag? Why 4 bits for the tag is, here we are not sure that in which line of the cache memory the word is present. For that we have to search for all the lines. Okay, so now what the tag consists of? The tag consists of 4 words which is representing the block number. The tag is representing the block number. So the block number of the main memory is used as a tag in the cache memory, and all these 4 bits of the block address will be present as the tag in the cache memory in the full associative cache mapping. Now with this tag we can find whether this 000 is present in this entire cache lines or not. So we are going to check these lines and we are going to find that the given word. Now whenever we are going to map these two, so we are going to understand that the requested word is present in this line of the cache. Now what we have to find? We have to find the third word, which means 00, 01, 0, 10 and 11. With this offset we are going to get this word and it has been transferred to the CPU. Okay, so this is how the the associative cache mapping will work. Now what are the disadvantages with this associative mapping? So let's try to understand with the hardware implementation of this associative mapping. We'll try to understand what are the disadvantages that we are going to get from this. So now this is the hardware. Let's try to draw the cache again. So we are having 4 lines in our cache and we are having the tag words. As we have said that the number of tag bits used are very large when compared to the direct mapping. In direct mapping, the same example, for the same fetching we have used only 2 tag bits, but in the associative mapping we are using 4 tag bits. Why we are using is, we are not sure in which line of the cache memory the block of the main memory is present. As the block of the main memory is having 16 words, in order to represent 16 words we need 4 bits. So all those 4 bits are to be used as the tag bits. Okay, so now what is the hardware that is used is, for every tag bit we need a comparator. For example, the address that is generated is this is the address, same address we are going to use. So this is the address that has been generated. So every tag, every line of the cache memory should have a comparator, because we are not sure we have to in which line, we are not sure in which line of the cache memory the value is present, the word is present. As in the direct mapping, we are sure that this particular block of the main memory will be present in the particular line of the cache memory, but that assurance is not there with the associative mapping. So we have to check, we have to compare every tag of the line of the cache memory with the address that has been generated. So these bits are compared with every tag. Okay, as we have said that it is there in this tag. Okay, so the comparator bits, so these bits are passed on to every comparator which is present for every tag. Now every bit will be present, and all these outputs, so the output that we are going to generate, so will get passed on to the OR gate. Okay, so this is an OR gate, this is an OR gate, this is an OR gate, this is the input of the OR gate, and if any one of the output, so the comparator if produces an equal symbol, which means if it produces an output of 1, so this OR gate is going to produce an output of 1, which that we are going to say that it is a hit. If it produces an output of 0, it is going to say that it is miss. So what is the hit latency of this associative cache mapping? The hit latency is equal to the latency of the comparator latency of comparator plus OR gate latency. Okay, so the hit latency of the comparator is the latency of the hit latency of this entire circuit is the latency of the comparator plus OR gate latency, and this is the hardware that is used for the associative mapping. So what is the disadvantage is we have to use more number of comparators. With that, the cost of the device will increase. But what is the benefit that we are going to get from this associative mapping is any block of the main memory can be mapped to any line of the cache memory. Okay, so this is all about associative mapping. Hope you got the clarity on this concept. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon for the latest updates. And if you have any doubts regarding this concept, please post your doubt in the comment section below. And if you feel that this video is helpful to you, please give us a like symbol and please share this video with your friends so that they will also get benefited. Thanks for watching.